Welcome back to Hernando Hot Rods. I got the car all bagged up. Got the window glass in. Starting to put the front end together. It's 6 billion degrees. I'm going to show you guys how I got the hood in color. Got the front end slapped together, and I started repairing those bumpers because they were janky as hell. So let's get after it. Night after work, getting the underside of this hood all scuffed down, trying to take off any edges that are gonna cut your hands. Not that it's a lift off hood, but better safe than sorry, I guess. So I was just hitting all the edges with 180, trying to, there was like a bunch of I guess globs along this inner seam here. Just smoothed all that out. Got this whole thing looking pretty smooth. I got some deep scratches here that I'm gonna have to fill. Not sure if I'm gonna go with black or green yet. I guess I'll make up my mind overnight. But tomorrow, hopefully you get this all painted. And I got the bumper filler panel. This was already in primer from a hot minute ago. I got this all down in 400 grit. And I scuffed the other side with red Scotch Brite. The underside is probably going to get single stage black just to keep it from rusting. I don't feel like wasting expensive green paint on it on the underside. And then obviously the top will be green. So that's about it. So tomorrow morning, get this thing wiped down and hopefully lay some color. Undersides in green. I took the tape off the little Glass Tech logo. Figured I'd keep it for the hell of it, because otherwise it's just going to be a raised little square. But everything looks good. Time to get everything in clear coat. Sorry for the wind noise. Got old boy out here. Right now I'm about to start blocking, put it in guide coat, but I had to take 1/4 of an inch off because when I had fitted this last, it was, I think in the corners, it was touching the front cowl, so I didn't want it to scrape the paint. I might have to radius this a little bit more just for a little bit more clearance. Evening, getting this thing all blocked down. Looks pretty good. I got little nicks here and there. Somewhere over here I got a deep scratch. I think it's on this side. Right there. I don't know if you see it. Right here I got some little cut grooves that need to be filled in with some polyester. And the only low spot that I found is right here. incredible ride. Okay, so I'm getting ready to drill the holes for the mirror. I have a piece of tape underneath with the 2 holes. This is bottoming out on the slider, and then this is just the front hole. So, and then I have the end of the tape being on the peak of the mirror in the front, and right around where this line is where I want the peak to sit, so that the stem is level with the chrome trim on the vent glass. So I'm gonna now take this tape off the bottom of the mirror, set the mirror to the side, and now I know where my 2 holes need to be as long as the front of the tape is level with this line, and as long as my 2 holes are running parallel with the door panel, everything should be straight. And now I'm gonna pilot hole the back, because they're just sheet metal screws that hold this thing on. So I'm gonna pilot hole the back screw, get that screwed into the door, slide the mirror on, and then drill my front hole through the mirror. That way I can set it how I want as far as pitch wise. I mean, it should be parallel with this body line. And then afterwards I can take the mirror off, take all the tape off, and reset everything and tighten everything down. I don't know if Loctite would even work on a sheet metal screw, but I might give that a shot. That's what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna put you guys on time lapse. Working on getting the main window regulators back together. I need to clean up the corrosion. It has rust around the spring on the front, and then this mounting surface back here. Same thing with this intermediate track. And then I need to grind off this back rivet on the rollers, because I have new replacement ones from OER, part number C1072. And then this is the stuff I'll be using to get the rust off, and then we're just gonna scrub them all down, get them cleaned, greased, and then put the new rollers on and hopefully get them in the door so we can get some glass. Putting new rollers on the window regulators. I'm using a button head screw in the vise so that the center section of the roller sits on top of it and it doesn't damage the plastic. And then I'm starting it with the air hammer and the point, and then just finishing up with just the regular dead blow. And on the back side, that's what it looks like. The window regulator in. I don't have the glass in yet, but you can see the little rollers popping up, going back down as I reel this. I now have the felt strip in, which lays behind the vent window. I did the same thing on the other side. I have this fender off, I had to fix that. But got the same thing over here. Window regulator in there. I gotta get new ones of these. These things are clapped, but you know, they still work. This is the weather stripping that goes in the channel. It just it looks wide and sloppy, but when it sits in there, it sits tight. And then that's the seam for the glass. So it actually cleans up pretty good. And then, where's the sealant? Oh, this is it. 3M black weather adhesive, weather strip adhesive. So, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. And then any mess on the paint that I had to clean up just around the edge here, I was just using lacquer thinner and it came right off. So I didn't have to rub into the paint or nothing with it. Just a lacquer thinner on a rag and it cleans right up. So next we're gonna tint these main glasses and get them in. All right, this glass has been fighting me tooth and nail. Right now I got the window rolled all the way down. Probably even past where it's supposed to be because I don't have a stopper in it. But I got some extra top space over here and we're gonna sneak the vent window channel along this edge here on the glass. So we're gonna come in at a 45 and then pop the channel back and the glass forward into the post jamb here. So that's the goal. Sorry for the fan noise, but I just wanted to show you guys what I'm trying to do. This is the fiberglass bumper that I bought from Unlimited. And I'm trying to use these factory brackets on this fiberglass bumper. So what I think I'm gonna do is normally there's a carriage bolt that sits in there with a square underside. And then usually the bumper also has a square hole in it if it was metal. So I think I have these Zeus tabs that I'm gonna use that I got from Tim McAmis, and I'm probably gonna cut this little extra lip off. Besides this, I think this top piece could use it, but I'm gonna cut the squares off and put the Zeus's there so that the bumper will be removable like the rear one. After a good amount of hours, I have modified these factory brackets so that they can take Zeus fasteners. I figured this was the easiest way to go instead of making stuff out of just steel tubing like I did the back. And then these are the outer brackets that I put the Zeus's on as well. They came out pretty nice for what they are. They look like junk right now, but they'll get powder coated eventually, maybe next week. Now they're ready to hang a bumper. So I got the front bumper mounted. It's level, everything looks legit, symmetrical, everything looks clean, but the gapping is so large on it that you could see like straight down the bumper. Like right here is the line, and then this is, the tape is what needs to be added to the top of this. Otherwise, this thing is just so gapped out, because technically it's supposed to be level or parallel with this front bend here, And then same thing on this side. This is the current fiberglass line, and this is what I need to add on to it. The rear bumper on. The rear isn't too much better than the front. You can still see this is where the line is. This is what needs to be filled. And I don't care about the side too much. I mean, there's a little bit of a gap, but that's kind of how they were. But I just don't want you to be able to look down and see the Zeus fasteners behind it. And then same thing on this side. This one's not as bad as the other one. This one's maybe an inch. The tape that I mocked it up with, I'm gonna lay more silver tape, aluminum tape over this wood. That way the fiberglass doesn't stick to it. And then when I pop it off the wood, this will be my outline, and that's what I'm gonna cut the new fiberglass to, because I'm always gonna lay the fiberglass down, I guess, further past the line so it could be thicker. I got a clamp in the middle, 2 rubber clamps on the ends with the new Edition fiberglass on the end caps. And if you ignore the tape right now, because it's just a little ripply, but the fiberglass itself is sitting completely flush. Another 90+ degree Florida day, high humidity, but right now I filled this gap, and it needs to be Duraglassed and filled and sanded and body worked, but you can no longer see back there with this. Without this here, it was a huge gap across here. I know it looks janky right now, but we'll body fill it and it'll look prime again. And then on the driver's side, similar thing, just not as much. I didn't have to fill as much with fiberglass, but there you go, just a little bit. And it probably goes to like 7/8 and then cuts back down and lays flush with this back seam. So after a long fought mental battle, talking to vinyl shops and everything, trying to figure out what we're gonna do with these bumpers, I figured out that it was way more cost efficient to get these things just in paint. Everybody that does vinyl wrapping around here wants to charge upwards of $1,000 to get these 2 bumpers wrapped, which ain't in the cards right now. I got a motor to build and other important things to do to this thing. So we're just gonna get these in color match. And right now I have them very lightly done in some filler down here where the patch section was. I just kind of skim coated it and went over it. It's still gonna need some more love after it gets sprayed, but right now I just want to get a top coat on it so we can start blocking. Not really worried about the front side being wavy. It probably is going to be wavy, but I don't think that's going to be as bad as this top section is because of all the work we had to do to manipulate it. So I'm probably going to go super heavy on the top here and maybe then kind of feather it in on the front side. So we're gonna do what we do best and do more blocking because I love it. Can't get enough of it. I love the pain. I need to mount this front grille. Probably gonna put the whole front end together besides the center piece here. As you see, I have it faintly marked, but the center support with the hood latch mount down here, and then originally without the Rhodes front clip it would just bolt right in. And I've seen online where people have to notch this, so I want to get the hood just set on here and kind of see where the post is going to engage with the latch to try and mock up where this needs to be. As you can see, I plopped the hood on there, just trying to get an idea of what it would look like, and I'm pretty pumped. Still gotta do the front bumper and the rear bumper, gotta get those in paint, but that's its own project. So right now, I think it looks halfway decent. I mean, fitment's off, just because I don't have the hood hinges back from powder coat yet, or the brackets for them. So right now I just have the hood plopped on there, so it's a little cattywampus, but we got ourselves a hot rod, boys. And the cowl hood looks nice. Pretty happy with the cleanliness of everything. Ended up going with the clear marker lights. I still gotta do this fin here, but that's a job for another day. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. I'm trying to get these numbers up, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace!